Okay, what we have here is my Walther CP 99 compact BB pistol, and it's BBs only. These ones retail for about $70. I think I got this one at Fleet Farm. I forgot to include this on my video, so I thought I'd do a video for you guys. So I've got my list over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the list that I have to help me do this video and go down and tell you a little bit about each thing. Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is this slide is all metal, probably aluminum or zinc, so it's got a nice slide. The other thing is the trigger is all metal, really wide trigger. And the other thing I wanted to tell you too is that when you guys are shooting this, it's double action only, so if you squeeze the trigger halfway, the BB will roll right out of the barrel. So you want to make sure you make a full squeeze. Otherwise, when you fire it, you'll notice that sometimes BBs will fall out of the hole. Also, when your CO2 gets weak, what'll happen is the BBs will just roll right out of the barrel, even if it does have a little bit of gas. Okay, the next thing is the metal magazine. Now, if you look here, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's two clips, and you can use both fingers if you want and release the magazine. You can do that if you want. And the thing about the magazine is it's full metal, so you don't have to worry about this one falling apart. There's just two parts in this. You got the slide with the notch here, and then you got the spring in there. That's all it is. Everything else is all metal, except for maybe this right here is plastic, but that's okay. Now, when you're putting in magazines, a lot of people just slam them in. What I would do to make the gun last longer is just go like that. No use of slamming the gun. The other thing is the metal slide. When you're cocking it and you're getting ready to fire it, what I do is I release it like this. Some people go like this, and I don't know over time if that would damage parts in the gun or not, but do as you will. Just another thing to let you guys know to make the life of this a lot better. Okay, in the back here, red dot means hot. That means you're ready to fire. So there's no CO2 in here or anything. But if you look at the safety, it's a spring type safety where it's pretty hard to pull back. So there you go. And you have to almost use two hands to do the safety on this thing. Okay, the weight of the gun. It's very heavy. I like that. It feels like one of them subcompact Glocks. Maybe even a little bit heavier than a subcompact Glock. So that's one thing I really like about it, is it's got some good weight to it. Okay, the CO2 compartment. We got this back filler here. This is nice for guys with big hands. This thing helps a lot, makes the gun feel perfectly comfortable. And what you got here is the wheel, and you adjust the wheel after you put the CO2 in so it goes as far as it will. Now sometimes when these guns are new, it's a little tricky, but when you're turning this thing, before you turn it, you have to make sure you crank this just a little bit more than it would want to go, so when you turn it, it'll pierce that CO2. Now I wanted to show you it's a common practice for many years, at least by me and recommended by Crosman and other companies, is this CO2 here that use Pell gun oil. And this is a special formula developed by Crosman specifically for air gun seals, which are like O-ring type rubber products. It's a special formula, so it works great. Some people put chamber oil on here, but no need to. Just get this Pell gun oil. This should be okay. So you want to put a little drop on each CO2 here. And once again, with CO2s, you don't want to crank them too far. You just want to get it enough so that you can get that CO2 in there. If something should happen where you damage your CO2, you can look at one of my videos where I show you how to make new seals. So if you look down in here, I don't know if you can see down in there. Let me get another light here and see if I can shine down in there. The seals today are a little different. They're differently made, but I don't know if you can see down in there. But it's probably a polyurethane or something like that product that they make these seals out of. If you ever have a problem with the seal, what you do is you scrape that out, you know, if it's leaking, and then we can show you how to make another one to fit in your air gun. So that's on one of my videos you can look at. Alright, so I showed you that already about the CO2. Okay, as far as velocity, this is about a 300 FPS pistol, or 350. It's just fun enough to plink probably, I'd say, aluminum pop cans. And I've tried it at 15 or 20 yards. It works wonderful for shooting pop cans. So I think this will be a lot of fun for you. The other thing I wanted to explain to you guys is that if you were to compare the velocity wise with this, it'd be equal to a Daisy Red Ryder BB gun, if you guys are wondering about the power. But don't worry, I've got two videos coming up that I'll add to this one right on this video. I'm going to add a Crony test and pine board test and also a can test on this today for you. So, and one thing I should go over is I've noticed that, you know, many years ago BBs were pretty good, but then there were certain years where they would make BBs defective. And no offense to Crosman, but use Daisy BBs because they're a little bit better made. I remember getting some good deals on Crosman BBs, but then I found that they had a problem with making them defective. But like I said, no offense to Crosman, they make some good products. It's just that they had some problems with their copperhead BBs. So anyway, and over the years, that little trick with, you know, putting the pellet gun oil on the CO2, that's nothing. It's nothing new. It's been around for years. Some guys have been doing it. I've been doing it for, gosh, probably 30 years now. So ever since I was a kid, I'd always oil my CO2 before I threw it in. So it's nothing new. Anyway, I'm going to stop this portion of the video, let you take a look at the gun here. When I stop this video, I'm going to go right to the Crony test. Get that out of the way. Show you guys how she does on the chronometer.